we could all rise for a prayer for Mr. Keith Hovis, Lebanon Church of Christ. Keith, thank you for being here. Appreciate you very much, my friend.
Thank you. Let's all pray together. Our Father in heaven, indeed, we're thankful for this day that you have blessed us with, all the blessings of it. Father, the sunshine, the warm temperatures, we're so thankful for those things. We realize the last couple of weeks have been very difficult on some folks, and we're thankful that you took care of them and continue to do that we may look to thee for all the strength and all the guidance that we need. We're thankful, Father, for the town in which we live and those who lead us. We pray that you be with them this evening, the decisions they have, the conversations. May they do those things and decide those things that certainly would be beneficial for us. We pray that you be with all the citizens of our town and our county, that you continue to bless us, and may we continue to walk according to your path. And Father, we pray also for our country and our state, and we pray that you be with leaders, and may they look to thee for guidance in the decisions that they make. We're so thankful, Father, for you and your great power and your great knowledge. We're thankful for your Son, who came to earth and died for our sins. We pray that you bless us through the evening. May we have a good night's rest. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, does any council member need anything to the agenda?
I would like to just bring some things up, some ideas, probably under committee.
Okay. What related to?
Relating to our 50 years anniversary.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved, Mayor.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Should also have our minutes from our regular meeting in January and the call meeting. Everyone had a chance to review those.
All information we approved, the 1/12/26 and the 1/26/26 minutes.
Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We've received our accounts payable for January. Is this an addition, Drew?
Yes, sir.
On the sheet here?
Mayor, I'll move to approve the January accounts payable with the addition presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. At this time, I'll call to order a joint public meeting with the Town of Lebanon Council and our Lebanon Planning Commission. Mr. Chairman, do you all have a quorum?
Yes, sir.
We will turn the floor over to you up here.
TV in front of you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We are here to listen to a application for conditional use permit by Mr. Eaton. Mr. Eaton?
Yep.
Please come up.
How are you?
Great, how you doing?
Good.
Could you tell us a little bit about what you're wanting to do?
Yes. So I purchased a property that used to be an old mobile home park. It has, right now it has 10 hookups, water, sewer, and power already there. But what I'm looking at doing, right now the property is completely cleaned off. There's nothing there. It's just a big field. But what we're looking to do is partner with Clayton Homes, and I know my proposal said 10, but we're going to do 9. The one in the middle of the cul-de-sac won't be there. It'll just be on the outskirts. We will pave all the property. There'll be a privacy fence put between the property itself and the apartment complex there. It'll actually be a gated community where you have to put in a code to get into it. But we will put 9 brand new 2026 mobile homes on the property. They'll be all matching. You won't be able to tell them apart. They'll range from 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, to 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. We're just going to make it a modern, up-to-date, really nice subdivision. We're going to resell those homes, put those homes up for sale. My company, J&A Investments, will continue to own the property. We will do lot rent and we will maintenance the property. So we'll be in charge of keeping the property mowed, weed eated, cleaned, and any of my properties that we have now, you can go and look at them. We keep them very nice, very neat, very clean, no trash. And this one here, will, like I said, it'll be a gated community with a privacy fence all the way around it, and we'll have 9 brand new Clayton mobile homes on the property.
Have you been in touch with the building?
Yes, I talked to Mr. Stinson.
Okay.
Biggest parcel of the property is considered flood zone. He told me the specs on it, we would have to set from the bottom of the floor to the ground would have to be 4 foot off the ground. And we're fine with that. I mean, it's an extra $1,000 permit for each set, but that'll be fine. I mean, we'll do what, is necessary whenever the building code calls for.
Okay.
You said you would, you own the property.
I do.
You're purchasing the mobile homes.
Mhm.
But then there's people that's buying them can move them out, so what do you do then?
Well, we'll actually have a contract based, just like we do in our other parks. We actually have first right of refusal on any property that's sold. About 90% of the time I buy the property. There's not been one yet that has sold and moved out. I'll purchase it from the tenant or whoever. But if they do decide to up and move it out, I'll put another brand new one back in its spot.
Anyone else have any questions for Mr. Eden? All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone here that would like to speak on this? No oppositions? All right. We'll now take a vote.
Mr. Vice Chair, just got a couple for discussion real quick.
Yes, sir.
Not to JJ, but to Kevin. Kevin, it's in a C1 right now, and the application is for residential use in a commercial district, and the residential use for this is a manufactured home. Moving forward, I know an R2 use by right is a mobile home and a mobile home lot. Does that cause any hurdles with this being a C1?
I think in your conditional use permit, since it is a commercial zone, you can allow it.
Okay.
I don't think the zoning ordinance doesn't distinguish between, it just says a residential use. It doesn't distinguish between R1 and R2 in the commercial zone, so I think it can be either.
Okay. And then, JJ, the only other thing with us, if this passes, the town has a floodplain development permit too. So make sure you swing by here and look at all of it and make sure you go by the board. I know Josh has his stuff, but just check our stuff out too, make sure we're doing everything.
I will.
That's all I have.
All right, anyone else? Okay, all in favor of approving this conditional use permit, say aye.
Did you get a motion?
I'll make that motion to approve the application
Yes.
with the addition on the conditional use to allow mobile homes in a commercial zone.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We'll now turn the meeting back over to the council.
Thank you.
At this time, I'll close the joint meetings. We're back in session. I want to thank our planning commission for your assistance with this request tonight. Mr. Vice Chair, do you have a recommendation for the council?
Yes, sir. The committee recommends that this is approved.
Okay. We have a motion to approve the application, conditional use application.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you, I appreciate it. See, John Michael, how are you?
Good, how are you all?
We're down to public question on here. Diane, is there more down there?
Yes, sir.
You're up first, John Michael, you're already on the list.
You're right. How are y'all doing tonight?
You good, Danny?
First piece I'm gonna speak about, all my chief report was ISO inspection came down. We did get passed to the class 3, which is a huge accomplishment. I can't remember the last time, and from my research history, we were class 8 prior, which you all read. I think that was somewhere in the late 80s, early 90s in that area. I'd like to, once that report fully comes out, of course, make it to the public, whether we put a copy out here, whatever we do, like the public's involvement in that, because of course they have any discussion that come to me, we can discuss about stuff, helps fire prevention, so on and so forth. And I'd also like to bring the department in when that is fully released, and if the council will just kind of pass them back to their good job and stuff too. So that's the first thing. Did anybody have any discussion, any questions on ISO or anything like that? Did kind of understand how it works? Go ahead.
Only question I had, John, real quick was, I was reading in here where you're talking about that it didn't really affect residential, but it did
Correct.
affect commercial. Can you
Yes, sir.
explain, can you explain that a little bit on why not residential?
I can't really explain the why not. Of course, I'm not on board to say why. In my opinion, it should. I mean, they're basically ranking your fire department, one being the best, 10 being the worst. And it's not just fire department's got some water supply issues and stuff there. But insurance companies themselves, they won't rate that. They don't feel like it's fair enough for a class 5 or class 3. Class 5 is usually within 5 miles of fire department, means you've got enough water supply in that area to handle a 1,500, 2,000 square foot house. I think changes will come down in the future on that because we're getting into SMIC mansions and areas and stuff like that. Not necessarily in Lebanon, but I don't know. What's the average square foot house in Lebanon now? Probably 1,600, 1,400, somewhere in there. Now we're getting up in probably 2 stories, 2,500 square feet. So I think there is something that will change in the future, but now whether that be 10 years or 15, it's hard to say. ISO actually got a bad rap a while back, probably 10 years ago, from departments because they would come in and they would just derate you automatically because, you know, you didn't have a pipe hole, or you didn't have a certain act, so on and so forth. Well, we have specialized equipment that we use that we consider is the best for us, and it may not be the best in Avenue, Virginia, or something like that. So they're trying to kind of get on a better scale. The lady that came in, Tricia Moore, she was super nice. She was explaining everything, which we've done tremendous probably in the last 5 years of record keeping, trainings and stuff like that. That's more what ISO wants to see is record keeping. Prior to me being chief, nothing being other chiefs, we just didn't have a good record keeping system. I've kind of implemented some people to control that, not myself because I don't have the time to do it, but to keep that. I think that's helped a ton. Drew was heavily involved in that, especially with the town water side. The town water system is great. We have any changes, I know Drew will come to me first, hydrant wise, anything like that. So Drew and I've got a great relationship. I think that helps a ton also. But speaking back to you, Elijah, I can't tell you why they honestly feel, you know, that doesn't do anything for residentials. Now, you've got some companies like myself, Erie necessarily does not, they rate stress center on ISO, but you go to a Grayson Carroll with another company I carry, they come up with their own rating system. They do look at like our report per area, but they'll come up with their own rating system, not necessarily saying that your insurance with Grayson Carroll, who it's with, could be cheaper. It just depending on that. But like Walmart and your bigger commercial areas are gonna see a decent decrease. You know, nothing, not 50%, but we'll see a decent decrease. So, moving forward to just sustain that, again, what we'll look at in five years or so, what we'll have to do, but we'll have to put some money towards that to sustain it. I don't think we can sustain it right now where we're at. If we keep, say, trucks, because they do take your make models in there, so on and so forth, the engines, not so on and so forth. But I'll keep the council up to date with where we're at, try to as far as that goes. Sorry I wasn't here last month. I know we had some discussion on the Knox box, and there were some questions, and I wasn't able to come here. I did speak to Town Manager Short a little bit on that, and I spoke to Ms. Gilmore on that also. So we kind of, if you all read the report, and I don't know your all's feelings on it, I feel like it is something that is needed 100%. I'm going to pass a letter out real quick. I didn't have time to get this done prior, and that's why you all have it in your report. A prime example on that Knox box where it will help us, it's going to be, JJ was in here earlier talking about a gate code. Instead of us just having one gate code, we have a Knox box system set outside. And he fully controls that as far as if he wants to know who's in there, at what time, so on and so forth, once that stuff's done. That's where it's going to really help us. We have 2 businesses in Lebanon right now that do have that. We don't have the ability to use that system yet. We do have a master key for the Knox box, but I have not implemented it because I want the tracking down there for our liability. So that's where that system actually comes in. When I put my code inside that system that's in that engine, then it will track that back to the cloud, and these businesses can go back and see what time they were in there, what time the key was put back, so on and so forth from there. I know it's a little bit of cost. It's not a ton of cost, but it is some upfront cost, being $2,500, $3,000. So I think with the way we may want to approach this, is let's just buy one system right now that stays in my chief's car, and then if we need another one later, we've got some buyback, we can go forth with that. I think that's pretty fair.
Does that require a motion?
How much was it?
How
much are they? I
If we
mean,
do one system, the system's gonna cost us $500 annual. That's the annual fee. And then to do one right now is gonna be $921 is what we're looking at for right now.
$921.
Yes.
That's within Drew's.
It is, but the original proposal that I had sent in to Drew was 20, I'm gonna say 2,400, because that includes two systems, because we wanted one system in my truck that I ride around and one that primary engine.
Do people work with you on this? Do they help?
Yes.
They'll help you?
Yeah, yeah. So if a business wants to, let's say a business wants to opt into the Knoxbox system, they basically go online to the Knoxbox website, they pick out which one they want, it's shipped directly to them, they install it themselves, we're not involved in installing it, they call us once it's done. Now, when they go online to pick out what they want, that gets referred back to me for my approval. The two businesses in town, that's the same thing. Once it goes in, I've got to be able to approve it for them. If not, then they've got to go to a different type. Yeah.
I hate to ask you to keep talking, but since you're here, we'll take a minute.
Yeah,
So, and I'm somewhat ignorant to this, but just for everybody that's here, can you explain what the Knox box is?
Yeah.
Its purpose, and
Yeah,
why,
so-
and what the benefit would be for the fire department to have it?
yeah. So Knoxbox, there's about 9,000, 10,000 apartments in the United States that use it right now. So your commercial building, 11 block, say for example, we roll up there, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. How long does it take you to come out as a key holder for us to let in? All right. Sometimes we don't want to bust that door up. The more oxygen we involve inside of there, the bigger the fire's going to grow for us. That's one thing. The second thing is life safety. So if you're in there at 2 o'clock, you got a big order, you got to get it done, and then for some reason you walk the bathroom and you pass out, some issue like that, a smoke or anything like that, that gives us the ability to take that key out of our system, which is backed up, put it inside your box, which sits outside, open that and get a master key to get inside there. All right, so when we're done, we put the master key back, lock it with our system, that key goes back inside our engine, and then when we get back to the apartment, it goes to the cloud system. And you'll see, hey, you know, John Michael McCoy, because it's not just the whole department doesn't have access to this. John Michael McCoy was in there at 2:38 a.m. He put the key back at 2:48 a.m., so on and so forth. So it saves a little bit of time from that. It saves us from you having to buy the door, because we thought it was, you know, sprinkle flow in there. We're getting in there, if that makes sense to everybody. Stuff too. Does that kind of answer a little bit of that?
Just to explain what it actually is that we're looking at.
Right.
So these are actual physical keys, not codes.
They are, I should put a picture in there. They are actual keys that sit inside of a box that sits like that. All right, for me to pull that master key out, I've got to plug my number in there, to be quite honest. And then once it pulls out, that's what I actually take that key to unlock that box. Yeah.
That's extra security then.
Correct. It's a little bit more liability.
Yeah.
And this isn't something that we're gonna, you know, of course, being a volunteer fire department, we have some turnover and stuff too, but not everybody gets code. It's gonna be myself and some leaders of organizations. I think that tracks down liability a little bit. Because I don't want, you know, Bob Joe down the road come and he's gonna do it 6 months, he decides, well, I want in there. I don't think that's fair to our business owners, I don't think it's fair to me and so forth, so.
So they go online and
Yes,
choose what they want. Do
Yes,
they
ma'am.
purchase it?
They purchase it with their funding, that does not cost us a dime, correct? Yeah, and then once they decide what they want, we'll put the card information, how they want to pay for it. That gets an email sent directly to me. I go on there and make sure everything's going to match with our system, click it, and then it will ship directly out to them. They install it. The only thing they do is physically call us once it's installed to go ahead and lock it up for them with their keys in there. And we'll have discussions if there's some hazmat issues, hazardous materials, something like that, hospital, you know, of course, or something like that, that we would need somewhere in there that they would put that information in there. Yeah.
You said there was already one or two already doing
There are
it.
2 boxes, correct. The credit union in town and Sea Health currently, that Sea Health just came on within the last, 60, 90 days. And the reason they came on because we had a sprinkler flow there, gosh, I'm gonna say a year ago-ish. And of course, we couldn't get in there. We didn't want to break the door. We didn't see anything needed in fire. And of course, what happened was they busted and went in there. Of course, we could have turned it off at that time to save them some property damage. Well, we didn't because we didn't want to bust the door. So they ended up paying some money. So that's kind of when they came on board. I think 2 or 3 weeks later, they had a fire alarm, and of course, your daughter-in-law came out. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. She didn't want to be out there. It's cold outside, and had one of those issues too. So it just saves a little bit of time there for us. Because sometimes we wait 2 hours on a key holder. You know what I mean? And the fire's going to grow 2.5 minutes. We're going to lose the building right there. One of those issues. So sound good?
Yes, sir. Thank you, John.
No problem.
One more question, John.
Go ahead.
So if a business owner wants to participate in a Knox box system, they
Yes, sir.
purchase their own Knox box?
Yes, sir.
Do they have an annual fee like the town has?
No, they have no annual fee whatsoever. They're basically just being shipped materials. That box itself is what they're being shipped. The only annual fee we have involved whatsoever is our $500 fee to go to the cloud, so on and so forth. Yes.
So the fire department is wanting to implement this for town
Correct,
residents? Okay.
yes. A lot of times, and I don't think we're here yet, if we have a lot of growth in commercial business, we probably need to get there. But you'll see a lot of times in some other towns, cities, so on and so forth, that the planning commission will actually say, example tonight, if we were in the Knox box system, they could have said, hey, you've got to be required to put a Knox box up. Any new building's got to be required to do a Knox box. Of course, we don't want to do that to our other businesses that are already established, but to make that something new, that's something the town could require, and so on and so forth. I don't think we're there yet, but if we have a pretty good sized business, that's something we would probably want to look at. And I know Scott and I had a long conversation about, and he's got a totally different system. Scott's a little bit, being a pharmacist, we don't want in there honestly without him there for that liability. But his system is basically a key code, opens that up to what you think about. If they have a fire, electrical fire, or anything else, that's going to shut that system down. So it's not going to work as that. This is a physical key that opens that up. And it's not going to be, every business in town, it's not going to be just like Scott's. We're probably want to put Knox box there. We want to go through the system on that. So, any other questions?
We appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks.
Any other questions or anything else going on?
It doesn't require a motion for approval, does it? Since it's in.
That's up to you all.
I
I mean,
Does
it's
that
every.
require a motion to do this?
Since it's an ongoing thing, I think it was probably an annual thing, it'd probably be a good idea.
Make a motion there.
So moved.
Before you make a motion on that real
Here in
quick,
a minute.
the letter, if everybody feels good about it, we will probably tweak it, and I think I will get with Drew a little bit on that, tweak just a little bit. That's kind of just basic that I threw together. If the council's got any other recommendations on that, then I think that's the only thing that I was kind of concerned with, as far as the letter going out to the commercial business owners.
How you and Drew can work it out.
Feel comfortable with that? Good deal. That works. If you got anything else, let me know. Appreciate it.
Now, we had a motion, do we have a second? Is it, tell us what your motion is there.
To authorize the town manager and the chief of the fire department to proceed with the purchase of
Knox box.
Knox box key, and the implements that go along with that, and an annual fee for that service.
Okay, we have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Ms. Doro, you're up. How are you?
How are y'all?
It's good to see you.
It's good to see y'all. So nice to be able to be here. It's February. We're getting ready with our vet test planning. We had our initial meeting yesterday. Just to recap a little bit, last year we had to go ahead and reestablish establish a new organization because we broke from Fallen Warriors. So we started out on the 12th of January with nothing, and we had to go ahead and do all the incorporated stuff. So all that went well, and we have a great group, and they helped, and it was all done to the satisfaction of federal government, state government. So we have all that. I will provide Ms. Diane with a W-9, so y'all have our new information. Because of us having a little bit of a late start last year, we weren't able to raise quite as much money for our Stop Soldier Suicide organization, but we were still able to write a $5,000 check. And I think for a little town and a little community that we are, $5,000 is a lot, and we're really grateful because you guys make that possible, because you let us use town property to do our benefits every year. We also branched out a little bit. We had a couple of veterans that had that fell on hard times. One was in the hospital in an induced coma for weeks, so we were able to help his wife with landscaping and gardening and mowing, and we plan to expand that a little bit as much as we can. So just trying to help in the community where we can. So if you guys have a veteran or a veteran family or a military family that needs anything that you think we can help with, please. Y'all have my number, my on Facebook or whatever, message me, let us know. Whatever we can do, we want to help. I wanted to come here and ask formally if we can use the town park on the 26th of September this year for VetFest. We hope that the schedule is open. I haven't heard anything from Shane, whether or not, but I figured I'd come and ask if you guys were okay to let us use the.
Time do you start, 9?
Yes.
How long when do you want to get in and leave?
Well, we start setting up at about 7, because we try to get the 5K and the 12K done or started at 10:30 the latest. So, because end of September it can still be hot, and that way we're done before. And it's also, we're always blessed that the state police, they bring in a helicopter. I don't know if you were aware, last year they had the helicopter there for kids to look at, and we had the canines. We actually were planning to do a canine competition this year, not just a presentation. So there would be quite a lot more people coming in, which that's what we want, right? We want to present this town. It's beautiful, y'all. They did very great, a good job, great job. Downtown is looking better every year. So I'm just grateful that you guys are as generous as you are. I want to, like I said, invite you to let us know if there's anybody who does need help, and just want to see if you guys are okay with us using the town park on the 26th.
As far as this, that will be an annual thing,
Yes.
and I don't think that she needs to have to come before the council. I think it should be something that this should just be, you pick out a date and make sure it's available.
You seemed like that last Saturday of September. Is that really
Yes.
keep it?
Yes, that is, they're actually VetFest in now 25 states in the United States. So it all started in Delaware, and they just set that last Saturday in September as their thing, and then it has spread. We have Texas, we have Arizona, we have a couple in California, we have North Carolina, South Carolina, there's some in Florida. So, and they all do it on the same day. That's why we're a little bit.
Oh, she'll probably need to change, let her come that day since we go. Okay.
So we need to make that in form of a motion to reserve the last Saturday in September for VetFest?
But we don't know, is that for sure the last
Yes,
Saturday?
it is always the last Saturday
Yeah,
of
that's it.
September.
I believe Deanna, is that your, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
that'll be a motion if that's what we need.
I just don't want you all to think I'm not being grateful, or I
Well,
don't
we
want
want
to
you to
come.
come to report and come see us. Let's know how everything went.
Absolutely, absolutely, by all
That way you would always be ensured that that will be available.
That would be wonderful. I would appreciate it, and we would all appreciate it
I'll
very
second
much.
that, Mayor.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Mr. Short, would you communicate this date to Mr. Farmer, please? Sure. Make sure that is the case. Thank you, Doug.
I appreciate y'all so much.
Thank you.
Okay, well, David.
Good evening.
Hello, David.
I'm here because Town of Lebanon called me 2 weeks ago about taking a roll-off truck to Montgomery, Alabama for an auction. I was out on the road when they called me. And I gave them a price. An hour later, they called back, said go ahead and do it. It's gotta be there before the 17th. I said, all right, I'll take it next week. Okay? Last Friday before last, at 5:30 in the evening, they called and said, do not take it. Then they called back on Monday, told me to go ahead and take it. And then they called back Monday evening and said not to take it. So we asked them who told them to do that. They said, Drew. So we called Drew to find out who they are. They are Elijah and Scott. We've been in business 50 years. We've done business with the town. We charged to the town. When Lebanon Block wasn't even charged to them when it was broke. But Elijah says there's a conflict of interest, the same thing that he got caught for. No, it's not. My sister don't have a fake company at my father's house. Now, I want to know. I went and got a police car yesterday. It needs to go to Morgan McCord Ford. Drew told him I couldn't take it because it's a conflict of interest. Now you tell me why it's a conflict of interest.
I'm going to yield that to Mr. Tiller, town attorney.
I personally think that under the circumstances, I mean, I don't know what your all's situation is. If you have
The trucks are mine.
Kegley Service Center, is it all one business? I mean, I think Astle owned everything, didn't he?
Nope.
I mean, it was my understanding that it did. I think that if it's not something that's open for public bid, you're asking for problems if you give a council member's sibling
Then like
business.
you on something. In the state of Virginia, a city, town, or municipal does not have to take bids to have their own cars towed. They can tow them wherever they want to tow.
Okay,
And you can look that up.
okay.
And besides, we're the only record service in the town of Lebanon. We've been here 50 years. We pay taxes on 7 tow trucks. Everybody else is out in the county.
So the tow business is separate from the Kegley service in general? You
Part
own,
of it
you
is
own,
the-
you own the business?
The big trucks are all mine.
That's what I was, you talk about like how, when you go get tractor trailer stuff,
Yes.
big trucks.
See, I cut y'all a deal on taking that truck down there and scheduled another one to pick up in Mississippi to bring back to Nicholsville. And after y'all canceled, I still had to go to Mississippi and get that truck. Because Elijah and Scott called Drew. Now, my understanding, Drew takes orders from you, not these. If they got a problem, they come to you, and then you tell Drew. Because y'all put Drew in the middle of everything.
Well, it's not just me, it's a council, it's a governing body that deals with Drew. I get, yes.
Yes, what I said was right.
Complaints.
You're supposed to tell him what to do, not these up here.
Well, after we decide if, what we're gonna tell him to do. I don't have the authority as mayor to tell him what to do.
But y'all had a meeting in there to take the truck to Alabama.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about though, that changed. So, Kevin, tell me one more time the interpretation, so I want to try to.
I think just like we
He's got a
said
situation now.
before, if you have something open for public bid, a council member's, under the conflict of interest law, a council member's family member is not prohibited from bidding. The council member should not participate in the bidding process. However, if it's not open to public bid, I think it's a different story because it looks bad.
Okay, so this situation would have been, did we get quotes from other people?
We got quotes, but we didn't bid.
So the difference
It's
is,
not over $5,000.
is there a difference between quote and bid?
Yeah, I think there is. I mean, a quote is something that's, they are calling set different businesses and asking for prices. A bid, it's put in the newspaper and anybody knows about it, even people that don't ask.
Okay.
It's open up to whoever wants to do it.
So what do we do now? do I understand that we have a police car that's gotta go somewhere? Did you say?
I told it in yesterday to the town shop, it's supposed, they said it needs to go back to Morgan Floor. Because they hadn't worked on it last.
It is, I mean, like, I could understand Leonard not being able to do this, but even he being Leonard's son.
I think
I'm
that
not
there's a
in
problem.
the sun.
Thank you.
I don't think there's a problem if it's something that's bid out. Who's gonna provide record services to the town of Lebanon? I think that David can bid on that if he has a separate business. I do not think Leonard can participate in any shape, form, or fashion
Right.
with that. However, if it's not something that's bid, I think that you run into a problem because you're getting into some conflicts with, you're giving business to a council member's family member that the general public is not allowed to, or not necessarily allowed to seek.
Next
So
month,
if you want to,
March the 15th, next month, we've been in business 50 years. We've done business with the town for 50 years. Nobody's give us nothing.
I understand.
And we don't overcharge.
I understand, I'm not saying you do, I'm not saying you do. It's just like, if Leonard owned the trucks, and he was the lowest person in the United States, he could not have that contract, because he's on this council. It's not about the amount. It's
State of
about his conflict of
Virginia,
interest.
you can have anybody to tow y'all's vehicles. You don't have to have bids. Look it up.
Again, if you want to bid out who's to provide record services to the town of Lebanon, I think you're free to do that. But I would encourage you to do that so that everybody knows what's going on. Okay? That's my opinion.
We cannot, as council members, make one penny
No,
from us being on this,
apart from your salary, no.
right.
But we already have an agreement on the rotation, do we not? On
The town doesn't pay for that towing. The car owner does.
that's exactly right, yeah.
They get to choose, number one. If they don't choose, then there's a rotation system.
You're talking about for town equipment.
No, I'm talking about for,
No, if
just
you
towing vehicles.
bidding it out is what I'm
Towing
saying.
vehicles.
If the town, you said the town could bid it out for town
Sure.
vehicles.
Sure.
Okay.
Town don't have to bid it out. You can tell whoever you want to go get it. I told for town of Richlands, they don't call and ask me how much, they just call and tell me, I've got a vehicle here, go get it.
Okay.
So, Mayor, who owns the business?
What business I'm in?
Who owns Kegley Service Center?
My mother is deceased, names ain't changed. Not yet, not for a year.
So family.
So is there two business licenses? Dave said he owns the trucks.
He owns trucks.
So, what's the business?
Get the service center, but my name's on the title.
Do you benefit from this, what he's doing? It all goes, it's like,
So, the town pays Kegley Service Center for the towing. Who benefits?
Me.
David.
So, Leonard being an employee of Kegley Service Center
He
doesn't
runs the
benefit,
shop.
but it's the same business.
Don't matter.
Sounds like we have a short memory, Kevin.
Okay. Anything else? David, thanks for coming in. Appreciate your comments. You take advice of council and we'll move forward.
Thank you much.
See you.
I'm sorry. I knew he wanted to say.
Mayor, can I just say something, just clear something up for the police department? We're still A-okay with using directors on our rotational list.
Yes.
Because if we lose Kegley's off our list, that's a big disservice to the town, because they're great to work with.
I'll move.
So that doesn't affect our rotation.
No.
No.
Let's make sure, because we can't,
No, we're good. That doesn't affect
Get you a
us.
body shop and start working on fire trucks.
I'm going to.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, I got you.
Have a body shop work on fire trucks, then it don't matter.
But it does matter.
How does it matter? You got fire with it.
And wait a minute, on
I'm
that.
not,
He didn't get fired, he got
I just
caught.
wish,
Well, then who got these to say?
I wish that moving forward, decisions are made as a whole governing body and not a select few of us, because when we're approached with things like this, it's odd to not have a response
Understand that too.
whenever we have no idea what we're talking about. So
Supposed to take care of the people in the town. We pay taxes on 7 trucks. Check the rest of them, see where they're registered at. Everybody else, they're not registered in town, Lebanon.
Okay.
Eric?
No good.
Mr. Short.
Sir.
Y'all do it today and all that.
how do you deal with that?
Thank you all. This month, I've got a few items on the manager's report here. The first item is the West End wall project that we had discussed at the special call meeting. In the information packet, you'll see the first page is a quote from E. Dillon on the segmented retaining wall. Comes out to this, I guess, style of retaining wall isn't just the same block over and over. It has some that are smaller and some that are bigger, just like the theater out here. So it's a little bit of a pattern. So you don't buy all the same number of block. But it came out to $9.23 per square foot. This was around $15,000 for the block, another $5,000 for rental equipment, $2,500 for stone, and another $2,500 for unexpected items. Would make our portion of the wall ballpark figure be around $25,000. I know we discussed about our guys doing it and getting a price on that. That also includes that rental equipment for site prep more than the wall itself.
So you got 15,000 per block, 2,500 for backfill stone,
Yes,
and what was the other?
$2,500 for just some unexpected costs that's going to be in there, and then $5,000 for rental equipment.
So does that cover the geogrid and all the drainage?
The geogrid, so the drainage, no, but the drain, you just put the drains in the block. It's just like a drain that goes ever so often in, well, it's like, yeah, I guess so.
So they don't connect corrugated pipe to those drains?
Behind the wall?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll connect those to it, but that can go into unexpected. Also, I think the geogrid is included in this. I'm not sure on the square footage. I can check with Billy. One thing it doesn't include, though, that we need to get a price on is the cap block built like that. And also behind that is the, last time we talked about the site prep, it's the daily field report from the geotech engineer that Nathan had met with, talking about the site prep, what needed to be done, what needed to be looked out for when we get in there. And Nathan, if you want to speak on his findings a little bit, you talked to him. He didn't feel like any type of drilling and pinning was necessary at the time. He's going to be on site. We're going to get with him, just have him come by periodically and check on stuff. And he has given us, like, if you find a soil layer in between two sets of rock, stop immediately, call him and come look at it.
So he's aware of the issue, our concern with Mr. Pruner's property.
Correct. And Nathan spoke to Mr. Pruner. Right.
I spoke with Mr. Pruner, had a meeting with Eric
I mean, it was just an observation, right? He's not taking any tours or anything like that out there for his field report. His field report is based on visual observation and the angle of the rock and the type of rock that it is. And so, I mean, you can read that report. It's generally, he feels like it's all gonna be fine, and that doing the wall is actually gonna stabilize that slope in the long run. But again, as Drew said, there's a caveat in there, if soil layers are found, then would tell me to call him immediately and have him come out and assess the slope. But other than that, it seemed like a favorable field report to go ahead and get started. And I think with probably some exploratory excavation on some of the areas, you'll be able to find out really quickly how stable everything's going to be. In terms of my conversation with Mr. Pruner, it was just telling him what we're going to do, letting him know the scope of the project. I told him that all the work would be done within the right of way, and he understood all that. And he was in favor of it all. He did suggest that if we found unstable rock, that, you know, some roof bolts or something like that would be needed. And my response to him was, we have a geotechnical engineer on the project, and if he recommends that, by all means, we'll do something like that.
Thank you.
And that was the end of our conversation.
When was the last time you talked to George?
It was back in the summer.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, before we start the project, you might ought to give him a call. Just
Another follow-up.
Okay. Let him know we're gonna get started.
Just let him know we're getting started,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
I don't.
I'd rather hear it from you than me. Which I talk to him about every weekend.
And then, really on that was, and I asked Nathan to be here in case you had any more questions on that project, if you all have any more questions on it.
Is that fence we put up, is that a silk fence, or is that for some other purpose?
That's the ENS, that's what all the ENS study makes do. So that's just the ENS work.
Is its purpose like a silk fence, then? Is it to be installed like a silk fence?
It is a silk fence. Yes, sir.
It needs some attention.
Okay.
It needs some love.
It's also in general sense, right, it's a demarcation of the right-of-way line.
Okay.
There as well, but.
I just, when I drove by, the wind was blowing, and could see underneath of it.
So the wind is pretty rough up there.
It probably needs a little love to be installed correctly.
Anything else? Next item I had, you all already took care of, that was the support letter for the Hillside Trails. They are applying for the impact grant for Wellspring on it, so Jeff had dropped by to see if we can find, can he's getting one from the CrossFit gym and the gymnastics gym, the apartment complex, Sea Health, Soccer Association, so that deadline's coming up in the end of this week, I believe, for that cycle, so there'll be all those letters to submit. Also in the information packet, last meeting we had discussed for the 250th country's birthday, looking at doing some banners for our veterans. These are in the information packet. Diane's done some research on those, and also asked Dora to stick around. I think she'll be a great resource for helping us track some of those down and advertising for that. So I think it's a great idea. It would just be the ideas of how we market it. And also, I guess, the decision on whether we're doing town, if we move forward with it, it's going to be the town of Lebanon veterans or Russell County veterans. And that would be, a lot of that would be the number, I guess, of how many people would have.
Would the individual pay for it? Or pay?
That's another option. A lot of these have pictures that they sent the brochures. A lot of it has sponsored by the so-and-so family underneath it that they pay.
You had different sizes in there, and I measured the ones that's high school. They're 5x3. They're the largest size that you have listed.
And I think a lot of these have, I think this price is double-sided. So if we were looking at, maximizing the number that we could put up, we could get the single-sided ones probably for cheaper to be able to put them back-to-back on poles like they do the high school.
How many poles we got now? 130?
No, You mean banner spots or poles?
But since we added, how many from here down to 11 block?
What was the last ad, 32?
Is it
I think
rated?
around 70-ish.
So we could have 100,
Some hold 2, some hold 4.
so we could do 160-ish?
Ish. Yeah, I can get an exact count on banner holders, but I would say, they also have, I know some people wouldn't want that, but you can also have for, they make them hang them on fences or hang them on the other section if we ran out of poles. To use the football fence or the fence over here, especially, But what we were thinking also is, depending on how we did it, if the family wanted the banner, great, but if we wanted to hang on to it, instead of just having it one time for the 250, we could store them and put them up for Veterans Day.
Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, other towns, they usually hang them up in November for Veterans Day. Leave them hanging until they switch over to Thanksgiving or whatever. One thing, we have to, working with veterans, and Elijah, you know that too, I mean, you're very blessed with what you have, but a lot of veterans families may not be able to afford, I don't know, $100 for these banners. So that's just something to keep in mind if our town would be able to do sponsorships or families that just don't have the means. Because something like that for a veteran is huge.
Unless I'm missing my guess, this governing body will be substantially supportive of our veterans.
Yes.
They will be.
Yeah, not only that, if we could get a list of the names of the veterans, and we don't know how many there'll be, Mayor, but I would imagine for the first year, we probably need to keep it to the town and the county.
Yeah.
Because if we get overwhelmed with, veterans from all over, then we may not have a hope.
No, we need, yeah.
So if we can get a list, and then on that list, if we can have who's sponsoring them, and then the ones that aren't sponsored, then at that point, we can take it up on the council to see,
Right.
Can we work with us on this project?
Now, I know the high school, they get sponsors. They can,
Yeah.
there are a lot of kids that can't afford it. I've done two
Sure.
each year.
Right.
So,
businesses, local businesses also sponsor things like that.
Yes, absolutely, and yeah, you have to remember, especially what we've seen over the last couple of years, the one group that has been committing suicide more than anything else is our Afghanistan veterans. Why? Because they literally lost life and limb over there. The ones who came back and basically didn't see a result why they did what they did. And they're in this age group, where they're still supposed to be working, but they have a hard time. So for these guys to be able to see a banner in their town, in their hometown, is going to be so big. And you're going to run into people that say, because they're just grouchy. That's it. But you talking, this means a lot. If they get acknowledged like that, it's just, y'all would be doing a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Well, I say we move forward with you. If you will help, we'll need a little help from obtaining lists,
Absolutely.
and maybe earmark some folks or help us identify some folks that you particularly know.
Do you want me to do a story to say if you're a veteran, contact somebody?
Yeah, I think that was the next question, is how to market.
We need a good story, and we need to make sure it's on all of our social medias.
Especially if you're wanting them by 4th of July, we don't have to hurry.
and who they contact, like Diane or
I've got like an application with this company that they can fill out what information they want on there. So it's real simple.
Well, do they provide, where do we get they provide the pictures?
Yes.
Yeah, they provide the picture, and they said they have some really good technology in Photoshop that they can fix even old faded pictures.
Great.
But they do a pretty good job with it.
Doesn't the library have a loose, they have a wall right there with
They do,
Veterans.
they do.
Well, what about our veterans out here at the community, I mean, at the government center?
The, VFW,
Yeah, those.
For the wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, do you wanna, I mean, I understand this has Russell County on there, right? So if you wanna stay within the town, here's my thing, do you wanna include veterans that have passed on? Do you wanna have only living?
I think it should be deceased and.
Everybody, that's what I was,
The ultimate,
Even-
the ultimate
Yeah.
sacrifice.
Yeah, I think veterans and active duty. I mean, if we have somebody serving in the town that's currently serving, just like one of our own police officers, Mr. Lane, I mean.
right, I mean,
He should have a banner up there just as well as anybody, so deceased,
I mean,
currently serving.
those are things, those are guidelines that you all have to.
Absolutely,
I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna get started in town first.
perfectly fine.
Because you're gonna be overwhelmed
I mean,
quickly,
there's gonna
because
be-
you're gonna find that we have a ton of veterans living in
And
Lebanon.
not only that, just family members would like, I mean, they'd probably like to see their granddad or their
Yep.
papa or their
That's
uncle.
exactly right.
So we'll start marketing and we'll start with the in town first.
And somebody can get with Sean an article.
And the application that you have.
Sounds great. The last item I have for manager's report are the water and wastewater updates. Updates for the wastewater plant. Land Group has been in town last week, and I think we'll be in town again this week, doing some surveys, inspections, get started on the construction documents for the pump station overall. And that will be actually sent to DEQ in March for approval. The water plant, Steve's been working out there, doing a lot of research on some stuff. We have fully switched over to our Citgo as the new company we're getting chlorine cylinders from instead of Brentag. Brentag we had troubles out of. We started having troubles a few years ago. It was actually the main culprit for the chlorine leak we had out there. Out of about every 12 to 15 chlorine cylinders we had ordered, there'd be 6 or 7 of them stuck. Cylinders were already leaking. So we went away from Brentag completely and we were with Citgo. And we are in the process right now of doing some jar testing for a new and improved pack. That's supposed to, like I said, it's supposed to work even better than ours, but it's about a third the price of what we're paying right now with the dirt. So we're going to put that up, do some jar tests, and we're going to start with just one barrel around through the plant, see how it does, see how it dewaters, see how the filters take it. So that could be a possible pretty good savings out there also. And that's all I have. Ready for any questions you guys?
Do you have anybody have questions for Mr. Short?
Stoops Street project,
Yes, sir.
what else do we like on these?
So Stu Steve's is done. The T9 construction part of it's done. We'll start the pay app and we'll start getting our funding back from Cumberland on that. They finished about 500-ish foot of 15-inch sewer line. I think it's 3 to 4 manholes that they put in. The only hiccup that we had on the back side of that, so there was a manhole that they started at. And for whatever reason, that manhole had a 15-inch inlet coming in. So everyone assumed that was a 15-inch pipe coming in, so we'll go 15 from there. Backing up, when they dug to get that manhole in, it's only a 10-inch feed for roughly 160 foot, somewhere between 160 and 200 foot. But that doesn't affect what we had. What we had was 6-inch, 8-inch fern code brick manholes.
Oh, yeah.
What we got now fixes the problem that we had. If you get funding in the future, I would go back and change that last end of 15
But that'll keep water
inch.
going in, and it'll keep the sewage.
Correct, they're still tight.
They are still tight, right?
They are still tight. But the next portion to tie back onto the 15-inch, would require another creek crossing, which you would never get, DEQs, you never get that permit in time for the bank system in. So September is the earliest you could start.
Right.
And T9 Construction, who was doing that, priced that at $200,000 for about 200 foot of line. And that's definitely not working.
No, it's not. So if it's working right now.
But they, and that's, that's 15-inch line, no manholes, nothing, $1,000 a foot, basically what they're wanting for that, and that's
We'll give.
a no-go.
Drew, thank you for your reports.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Chief of Police, where are you?
Thank you, Nathan.
Good night. Nathan, I know that. We done been wondering.
I told them I needed to see the next to the other guy. They thought you and I were in hoots on that.
I've done the best I
We
could.
don't need to use the same kind of razors. You can
No,
use
exactly, see?
No, let's make sure we don't use something.
Okay, there.
All right, so I don't have much for you today. I'll just go over the numbers for January real quick. I'll let you know that for the month of January, we had a total of 59 summonses and cases come in. 23 total summonses and 36 criminal cases come in, 31 closed cases. We had a total of 21 total arrests. 7 responding to 7 motor vehicle crashes, 1 DUI arrest, 7 assist motorists, and for the month of January, we had 563 total calls for service. The DTF report, you'll see they're still going on pretty good on their thing. They had a couple of successful purchases there and some trainings that they had to attend this month. They also come out and help officers on some search warrants and stuff like that. So they're still, our 2,000 are still going really good. Let you know that the new guy that we hired last month is up and running and almost finished with his FTO phase, so he's about to be completely turned loose. He's doing excellent. I think he's hitting the ground pretty good. Businesses seem to be responding well to him on his business checks.
I'm saying important.
Yeah, he seems to be doing really well. I think he'll fit in really good, so
I bet he seems to meet the public with it.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's,
He does.
He does. Also, if you had a chance to drive down Pruder, we finally got the electronic sign put up. I think it's turning
Looks
well.
great.
And
Ain't nobody at school to see it, but.
that's true.
we'll
Yeah,
see,
we
we'll
have
see
to.
it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've seen it, it looks good.
But I do think that it will help, and I would like to maybe, once we see how that's going, that, I think it was a good investment, maybe try to get another one soon to put down on 71. I think that'll help.
You need to start patrolling down there again, they're wide open.
That's it, as soon as you let up just a little bit, they start right back, so, if we see that this is getting good results here, maybe, instead of trying to move back and forth, maybe we can get one for that area too, so, but I think it's going to be well, so.
Eric, do you remember the cost of that?
It was, all together, everything, shipping, having it here was $3,200.
Was part of that a grant? or
32, I
just-
think we paid for it out of
State Street.
So I think it was 30, and that, but now, I don't know as far as materials that our guys had to use to put it up. Because it came with the mounting hardware, but they had to put the pole in
Right.
concrete. $3,500, I'd say total.
Yeah, 71 would probably be a good place also, Donald Seymour out here at the high school. Just, I'm not saying now, but in the next budget, we need to look at incorporating that through State Street.
Well, if we don't have anything else come up in the meantime, it would qualify for the bursar grant, or safety grant also.
Because I know out here, when those kids are running, and there's, until we can get a sidewalk project put in down there, it's always gonna be a hazard, but even neighbors of mine, they live in there and fly through that place. And when you've got congestion, and everybody's driving through, is looking at all those fields and everything going, they're not paying attention to what's in front of them. So, I think that would also be another real benefit, in the next budget to look at that. And just like Leonard said, Route 71, if there's an issue there also.
Yeah, that seems to be.
And it's not an eyesore. It's
No, it looks good.
I think,
it's a nice.
I think it will help, so I appreciate it, and I know, Mr. Gilmore was the one kind of had that idea and everything, so I appreciate you sending that to us.
Okay, thank you. Anything else for the chief? Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, Chief.
Mr. Taylor?
I got something I need to discuss in closed session, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Ms. Deanna, we're down to committee reports. You had a couple of things.
Okay, I'll do real fast, but this is regarding our 250 anniversary, and there was a place in town. I've had people before approach me about we need another mirror, and I had a place in town that I was asking questions about it, but we don't know the owner just yet, so I'm not really going to go any further on that. But what I wanted was like 250 years of us, and then maybe some kind of either streetscape or maybe Clydesdale and the flag and the eagle and that kind of thing there, but we'll talk about that the next time when I find out more about it. Another thing is do a recognition of plaque for maybe even up to 10 businesses, the longest businesses that's been in town, and just recognize them with a plaque or either just what we do like with these schools. And a time capsule. And usually time capsules are quite a few years, but I thought maybe 25 years, so maybe Drew and some of you younger people would be around to do, open it in 25 years, get people from the town, you know, to do letters or bring something, and maybe everybody in the council enclose something in it, and make sure it's maybe opened in 25 years from whatever date we put it in.
Drew said he was eligible for retirement for 12 more years.
I was going to ask you
Come back to
too,
Florida for those.
I was going to ask Diane if you could do something.
Yes, sir.
Look through these catalogs. You know how we do for Christmas? What is it? What's that called? It goes around the poles, the greenery.
Garlic.
Garland, I may have mentioned this earlier. Could you look and see, I'm sure it's got to be out there this year, if there's or if there's things to wrap around the poles for this end, for the 250.
Like red, white, blue?
Red, white, and blue. I really, for me personally, I don't know, that's y'all's call too, but we do, I want to keep that eagle banner flying as much as we can during this year on the poles. And of course, we're getting ready to put up, I understand here, probably springtime, the pole with the big new flag up at
The flag, yeah, it's ready, it's in Bluntville, is that where they have it? Bluntville. As soon as we can get up
Well,
the
be
road
careful.
there, we'll get it up there.
Diane, I talked with her about doing something for Valentine's Day on our love sign. She said they did something today, and I went up there. You have to see it at night. There's lights and things, so just go by there.
Oh, okay.
The love sign.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We also talked about red, white, and blue flowers this year, correct, too?
We did. He's
I
gonna do that
talked
too.
with B. Stewart said too, and she said they would do that for the planters.
Great.
Go as much as they can.
Yeah.
They've already, done their planting and things. I mean, I guess the seed and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But she said they would try to go along with that as much as they could.
I appreciate that. And as this is an ongoing discussion, so anything that you think of, if you would forward them to Miss Diane, and she can keep us up to date as well. Okay. Let's see, we need a motion to go into closed session. Section 2.2-3711A, item 7, legal. Is there anything else?
Personnel.
Item 1, personnel. We have a motion, is there a second?
I'll say.
All in favor say aye. Opposed?
Don't oppose. I was just, I think Scott was the only one approved and I opposed. You gonna do that again? Roll call. Nobody said anything.
All All those in favor of the motion say aye. Thank you.